Today, the Census Bureau released new statistics on U.S. trade, including the size of the U.S. trade deficit. And here's how the Trump administration and many others responded to this report. This is from Trump War Room Twitter account. Quote, "The trade deficit continues to plummet under Donald Trump." All right, sounds pretty good, doesn't it? So let's look at what the Census Bureau actually had to say. This is word for word. I'll screenshot it so you can see it for yourself. Year to date, the goods and services deficit increased $56 billion, or 7.7% from the same period in 2024. So what's going on here? How can the Trump administration and others say the trade deficit is getting smaller while the Census Bureau says it's getting bigger? So the difference is what time frame we're actually looking at. Trump administration accurately says, hey, from the last 2 months, from September to October, the trade deficit got smaller, okay? But if you look at year to date, over the course of the year, the trade deficit is actually much bigger so far for 2025 than it was in 2024. Both views are technically right. It just depends on the time frame you're looking at. Now, there's more to the story, though, because here's what's going on behind the scenes. The start of the year, President Trump announces he's going to impose big, massive tariffs on Americans who import goods from other countries. So pretty much every business in the United States began scrambling to import goods to get them in and front load those imports before tariffs hit. So we had a big spike in imports at the start of the year and a big increase in the trade deficit as a result. And then over the course of the year, because we'd front loaded those imports, there were lower levels of imports over the rest of the year, declining levels of imports, and a declining trade deficit. So when you look at September to October, or year-to-date 2024 to 2025, those numbers don't necessarily tell you a lot. What we need to do is look at the long-term trends. But there's even more to the story. That is specifically, we shouldn't really worry about the trade deficit. If you want to reduce the trade deficit, we know how to do it. The biggest reduction in the trade deficit in decades took place in 2007, 2008, 2009, when we had the Great Recession, and Americans could afford to buy fewer imports. As a result, the trade deficit went down. When we're wealthier, a lot of times we can afford to import more, so the trade deficit goes up. Or we have a great investment climate, so our trading partners decide they want to invest in the U.S. economy instead of buying our exports. If our trading partners want to invest in our economy, if they want to build auto factories, if they want to buy shares of Apple, we benefit from that. We have an investment surplus, which is just the flip side of a trade deficit. So the trade deficit itself doesn't tell you anything at all about how our economy is doing, but it's something that the Trump administration cares about. So as a result, it'll be something to keep an eye on in 2026.